What's going on, guys? It is the Bad Wolf, the man in black, your international man of mysteries. And if this is your first time here, well, hit that subscribe. Welcome to the tribe. Let's get into it, shall we? All right. So hopefully you guys are either healthy, dry. Um, the weather's been wild. I mean, we just had some flooding, lots of rain, hot. I mean, Zimbabwe, Nigeria, outback hot. So hence why I'm chilling. So yeah, hopefully you guys are all safe. All right. So this particular video is about the attorney in fact. Okay. So it's understanding that when using the title attorney in fact, you're not saying you're an attorney or that you are a lawyer or a liar. Um, and the reason why this one of this comes up now, I did make a video on this before, which goes to show the ignorance of how some people, don't watch videos or take things out of context. But this is also one of the reasons why I usually keep my comment section turned off. So one of the pillow biter, agents of the system, and there's a number of them. I mean, we can see that they spend their budget as little dingling touchers, putting Wikipedia, sovereign, citizen movement information underneath my videos of certain materials, when in fact this is all constitutional law. So I take it as a compliment that you guys want to keep an eye on me. So keep watching because as we keep teaching the American people their rights and freedoms versus their benefits and privileges about who they really are and how they can and should and will take back their nation and their rights to live as they see fit, privately or properly, we're going to keep moving that line forward. And the bell's been rung. So your little gang stalking and harassing text messages or emails or comments in my video comment section aren't going to change the facts. I just find it funny that none of them have ever said I'm anti-American or anti-constitutional. So you guys are out there operating as adult-sized boys or whatever you guys want to call yourselves, but the bell's been rung and it can't be unheard. So forward progress is the theme of the day. So in that, one of the people left a comment, and I usually don't entertain it because I don't entertain children in sandboxes. I don't. I'm not one of the Hollywood elite. I don't do any of that kind of stuff. So that being said, um, this was an exception just because I seen, oh, you're not an attorney, in fact. So we're going to break that down. All right. So one out of the whole entourage of trash comments, which is why I usually have the comment section turned off. But I will say this: there's definitely more positive than negative. So that's why I have left it open, and they will remain to be open on certain videos. All right. So let's take a look at this loser. He's got like three videos on his channel. It's only been up for about a year, maybe. I'm thinking bot because the principalities, municipalities on the lower level and higher level, and those traitorous divisions of either the government or the states, because we know the states are really traitors, family, but not really one of us. We know that. So that being said, let's take a look. Let's take a look. All right, there we go. Let's take the challenge. All right. Normally, like I said, I don't give them any space or time on my channel because they're not worth it. They don't know what they're talking about. Or as the Bible would say, or Jesus, forgive them for they know not what they do. But in this case, we're not going to forgive nothing. Don't tread on me. We're Americans, so y'all can kiss my black. So let's get into it. Well, the bad people, the rest of you guys, we're good. So let's take a look at the attorney fact. Let's take a deeper look. So after asking Copilot on the search, I'm not even going to read it. Let's take Oh, it's not, reading's not available. Okay. An attorney in fact is a person. Okay, so that's apparently all you have to do is be a person appointed to manage the financial and legal affairs of another, meaning another person or entity or whatever else. This person can be a family member, a relative, a close friend, a lawyer, liar, a professional, or anyone the principal has confidence in to act as his or her attorney in fact or the agent. An attorney in fact is not necessarily a lawyer and does not require any special qualifications. Can you read? The designated individual must be of legal age and be capable of performing. God, why does this stupid thing keep popping up? The duties specified by the power of attorney in the power of attorney. And this comes from the lawyer zone. So I kind of find it funny that you know, the butt goblin who wanted to leave a negative comment on there. Like I said, I normally don't entertain them, but today you get one. Every once in a while, you got to dip your toe into the shallow end of the pool where the bottom feeders live and address certain things. Because it also does makes for good YouTube um, video footage and learning. So let's cover just in case somebody else out there had some facts, but they were afraid to ask. At least, you know, this particular agentary demon for those against American freedoms and rights, um, said something, right? So we'll look at it that way. We'll turn into a negative into a positive. So maybe other people have been wondering about this too. So what you've just learned here is that anybody can be an attorney, in fact, as long as you're over the age and you're capable of performing duties delineated and mentioned specifically in the power of attorney. God, that's annoying. Um, so you must have a power of attorney or be placed in that position. It should be done on paper, but it does not have to be. And you, okay, what they don't want you to know, are born as the principal. So you can place you in charge of these things or somebody else over your stuff. Because see, there's two things going on here. You have a living you, and then you have a doppelganger, legal person, straw man, nom de gore, legal fiction, ens legis version of you, which is your name in all capitalized letters on the state level. That's why it says here legal affairs. Anything legal, which is their jurisdiction. They have legal, we have lawful. But you can place somebody over your lawful affairs as well. We just normally do not operate lawfully. They operate legally, which is generally corporate structure, statutes, codes, and state level BS. So now you know you were born as the principal, but you generally have been operating as an agent anyway without even knowing it for your entity. So you can operate as an attorney, in fact, for you or other people. So when people come to me and they want me to handle some of their affairs, it is a temporary position I have with them as operating as their attorney in fact. I operate as attorney in fact for my entities. I don't operate as if I'm the entity. The attorney in fact, also called an agent. So, all right, dill hole. So you're saying I can't be an agent? I made a video and said I was an agent of the maritime jurisdiction because we all are when we're operating in this capacity. And they get to presume we are an agent, but really, the agent is not exactly the same thing as a trained fact. like exactly the same thing. But that's why it says also call. So you can call that. I can say somebody more agent, but this is very minimal in power comparison to attorney effect. But I can give either of them the same or different powers or abilities to handle my affairs, especially in the legal context. Typically, so that's what it is, not only, but typically to perform business or other official transactions. It can be financial, it can be real estate, it can be whatever. Although a court may choose to assign it if the person being represented is incapacitated. Why can the state do this? Because generally the state can find your name in their system and then they are generally operating as the agent for you, for the principal. So you should be able to see now that if the state can do this to you, that means they've got jurisdiction or some type of ability to do it, which is your name because you registered it. This is what happens when you register to vote. You didn't realize that when you registered to vote, you were also being placed in their system as a member of theirs. So then they said they are the agent. You willingly gave yourself over. So you must be then the principal. And if the principal has become incapacitated, they then have the right to assign or choose somebody to operate as the agent over you and your stuff, usually like a judge or whoever, lawyer, whatever. And an attorney, in fact, is not necessarily a lawyer. They do not require any special qualifications at all. Anybody can do this. An attorney, in fact, need not be an attorney at law. So there's a difference. An attorney at law, which is another name for lawyer. The former makes decisions for a principal, while the latter advises and represents a client, but is not involved in decision making. So any of you can call yourself an attorney in fact. I'm not using something so special. That's why I keep telling you guys everything I show you guys here, you can do and more. Guys, everything that they do, you can do and more. You want to be a county, you can be a county. You want to be a cop, you can be a cop. But you have to do it the proper way. Either join them or create your own thing from the ground all the way up. But you also don't want to make claims to their names while not actually either being a member of theirs or having done the whole complete legal process of creating an entity to then place yourself as such. Because then that's identity theft and fraud. And then, um, you know, Mr. Comment Guy would be right. You're not an attorney, in fact. I'm not an attorney at law. I've never said that. Never even used the term, really, as far as I remember, till now. So once again, don't entertain the children out there who are adult-sized boys or adult-sized girls in your comment sections or whatever else, because they're not really worth it. But in this case, the knowledge, if people didn't see my other video on it, which it's been, I don't know, 2 years since I made that video, probably somewhere in there. So we'll give the baby his bottle, if he needs something to suck on, I guess. That being the case, guys, that's it. Anybody can be an attorney in fact. What's that? What about the power of attorney? We can look at that too. We can look at that too. Sure. Let's get back over there. Okay. So then what is a power of attorney? A power of attorney is a legal document that allows someone else to act on your behalf. It can be used to appoint a substitute decision maker, also called an agent, which would be an attorney in fact or an agent, to make certain decisions when you are incapacitated. Okay. So even though this is, let's see if I can bring up the template. Well, it's a little bit bigger. Um, you can draft one up. You can have Chat GPT draft one up, or you can pay for one online, or get a free one of these online, and just and use it, modify it to your needs. But that's it. Anybody can do these things. See, I think a lot of them get mad when I share the facts that everything that they do, you guys can do, and you don't need them. And if you guys want to take back your freedoms, rights, and liberties, then you need to stop using them. Kind of like the old "Where's the beef" commercial. It was funny for a while, and then people are like, okay, that's tired. And then you pull away your attention from it, and then it goes away. Or they're forced to reinvent themselves or to grovel back to you and to snake their way back into the door by offering, well, we can do it for really cheap. And then I'll do it professional. And then they start off nice. I'm sure a lot of you girls know how that is. You know, the guy, the adult sized boy you met because you didn't do your due diligence, your discernment to because a lot of you guys don't know what a good guy is. Well, we don't know what a good, functional, healthy legal system is because we've almost never used it. We've been using the adult sized boy that talks good, then takes your money and life force and moves on. That's how the legal system generally operates for the average person, unless you got money or you know how to use it for your bidding. So anybody can be an attorney in fact, even you watching this right now. You can, if you want to call yourself an attorney in fact and handle things or handle things for other people, you absolutely can. And if they're willing to sign a power of attorney, then it becomes fact. So if you're going to sign a power of attorney, I would implore you to ensure that the person you give that power of attorney document, you sign it in front of a notary and you're placing them as your agent or attorney in fact, that you make sure that this is somebody that you absolutely positively trust because you're giving them the complete power that you have over yourself unless you dictate otherwise in that document. And then you also want to be careful about the time frame and what levels of access you're giving them. So that is one of the reasons why having somebody who knows what they're doing would be best to draft up the document for you. But once again, if you're intelligent and can handle yourself, then so mote it be. Make it happen, Captain. Otherwise, be careful what you do out there. Be careful about anybody's information that you guys get, including mine. Do your own research, vet the information. Stay away from those people, and your life will be fine. Do your best and try to do your best every day and try to improve upon that a little bit every day. But sometimes take a rest for yourself. Health, life, family first. Stop trying to entertain the world. The world has no love for you. The world will turn on you in a moment. But yourself Your real family and your real friends, one, five, or 20, whatever it is, those are the ones that you need to support. So stop entertaining the village, entertain your circle. That's it, guys. I'll talk to you later. Don't forget to check out jamesclovett.com and blacksite32.com, and I'll talk to you guys later. Ciao.